very crucial. One is this TPWS, this train protection and warning system. It has been used in Southern Railway on 38 locomotives.
Or no, I thought Mr. O'Brien will respond to this inquiry being compromised.
Yeah, Mr. O'Brien, the question is the inquiry has been compromised because the rail board chairman has already blamed the driver. Why is the need for an inquiry? He's already blamed the driver.
There is one. I think I was there and I heard his press conference.
So did I.
He made it very clear that seems to be the most apparent reason.
So he's
but we
given
cannot
the
rule anything out.
So he's given the
why
reason.
he should influence the inquiry? Why he should prejudice the inquiry? And the people who will be inquiring are his railway board officials on deputation.
The next time we should ask
this question.
Mr. Nilotpal Basu,
it's a grave impropriety.
I am trying to make some points here about safety because the people in India need to know what kind of serious backroom work is happening at the Rail Bhavan in Delhi on safety.
Why 80,000 posts are vacant? Why 80,000 posts are vacant? You answer that.
He's asking you why 80,000 jobs are vacant in safety related areas in the railways.
You know, Mr. Nilotpal Basu, when Mamata Banerjee took over as the railway minister, how many jobs were there? There were 66,000 was the number. From 66,000, you want to blame everything which happens on the Indian Railways in the last 11 months on the new minister. I do not have to respond to Mr. Nilotpal Basu. The people of Bengal will respond in due course.
Making it
I think
the
bigger issue here.
But this is the point.
No, I don't want to get. I want to talk about safety. Or no, I want to talk about safety. I want to tell you that in various 2 or 3 different devices, our pilot projects are on. Pilot projects, after they've tested once, there again, the specifications have to be looked at again. Those specifications have to be upgraded.
Yeah.
Those are being tested in pilot project phase 2. And also it's a question of money. So I think all these have to come together. We cannot eliminate accidents. The effort is to reduce the number of accidents.
Can I ask one small question about money?
Okay, one question is coming away. Okay, Derek O'Brien, one question is coming up here, Mr. Basu. Mr. Basu, short, briefly, please. Briefly.
I will just ask Mr. O'Brien that when the government assumed office and Trinamool Congress leader became the railway minister, the operating ratio in the railways was 74 paisa. It sunk down to 92 paisa within 1 year. If that is the level of depletion of financial resources in railways,
let me answer your question. Mr. Nilotpal Basu, you've asked me a question. Here is the answer. Clearly, the vision of the Railway Minister of India is economic viability along with social responsibility. If it doesn't fit into your operating ratio, well, too bad, Mr. Nilotpal Basu. It's economic viability and social responsibility.
Those are figures. Those are figures. Those are all figures.
Let me give you.
Those are all figures. Today I'm saying there are more than 200 people who have died in recent accidents. We want an answer. This is not about operating ratio.
You won't get an answer.
No, I want an answer.
No, let me tell you why you won't get an answer. And let's make it clear.
Operating ratio.
The railways.
I'm not bothered about the operating ratio. Think about those fathers who've lost their children and the wives who've lost their husbands. You're talking about operating ratio.
And they will
you guys have lost
Without that, you cannot put the safety system in place.
Let me tell you one minute.
One minute. Let's
be real.
No, but even those people will ask you, Derek O'Brien, where was the anti-collision device? And I think it is time the people of India stand up and ask, why was the anti-collision device not implemented in 1999?
I think the people of India...
Maybe you don't get votes.
I have another couple of questions.
I think the people of India have lost their right to ask these questions because you can't have populism reside by the side of safety norms that you need to invest in. The railways for far too long in this country have been used for populism and rightly so. There's a social angle to it. Now you raise the fares, there's going to be chaos on the streets. Now how do you marry these things? Now it's very easy for us to say that there has been a decline, yes.
Mr. Suhel, let me ask you one question. If you are blaming others of populism, I expected that somebody who talks of value-based politics will bring about a break in this. Why so many railway trains? I mean, in 1991, we had 15,000
Nilotpal
trains, but
Basu is
today we
only
have
asking the
70,000.
questions. He has no answers.
And there is a 3 lakh depletion in the workforce in the railways. How do you expect the railway to sustain the expanded system with no investment on infrastructure?
Well, let me tell you, sir.
And technical.
But Nilotpal, that's exactly my point. I started by saying that the malaise is not restricted to the immediate. It has been a legacy issue which we as a people need to address. Now, when you were, no, 1 minute, when you were in Parliament, you know better than most of us how difficult it is for any progressive measures to actually get implemented, and they don't happen over a certain period of time as they should. I mean, you and I both know that
should I accept that you are speaking on behalf of the railway minister?
I'm not speaking on anyone's behalf. Let me make that very clear, Nilotpal. You know me well. I don't give a damn.
Make it very clear before making.
I'm making it very clear. I'm speaking on no one's behalf.
If the railway minister says that I can go this far,
I'm sorry, I do not belong to any political party.
Fine with us, no problem.
No, 1 minute. I don't belong to a political party. I'm a professional who is not drawing a cent. So let's make that clear. Now, having said that, I'm only asking one question. This malaise that has caused so many accidents and will continue to cause accidents is not the handiwork of recency. There is a governance issue which we in this country must address. Yeah. Like what Chidambaram has done as far as Home Ministry is concerned. No, it's all right. There has been, there has been funds, there have been allocations.
Mr. Seth, you just answer my question. Is the present incumbent of the railway ministry following on that legacy or trying to break away from it?
I would imagine if she's sensible as she is, because she's even managing to dislodge some other people in states, I would imagine it would be in her own self-interest. It would be in her own self-interest. No, Nilotpal, let me finish. It would be in her own self-interest to change this. No, I mean, even you'd agree with me.
Gentlemen, I'm making one point tonight. It's easy to blame the dead and Derek O'Brien. To put it politely, that's the only thing I saw at the news conference today.